Welcome back to day 9 of the Australian Open 2020. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the two women's quarterfinals that took place last night, kicking things off with Sofia Kenin against Ons Jabeur. So Sofia Kenin, she came into this tournament ranked top 16. She's just a 21-year-old American. I think she's got an outstanding attitude, produces the best tennis under pressure, and I do think she's going to provide Barty with a very tough test in this semi-final. Nothing seems to phase her out on court. Whether she's break points down, behind in the match, she always seems to find a way to win. She really does find her best tennis when under the most pressure. That's a massive advantage to her game. Not a lot of players in the world, let alone on men's or women's tours, do find that best tennis under pressure, but Kenin is one that can do it. She came to this match in great form really. She lost just the one set so far this tournament against Coco Gauff. I was really impressed with Kenin in that match. Obviously, Gauff is a story of the tournament while she was in it after beating Naomi Osaka. She walked out on court with the backing of basically everybody in the stadium. Kenin was right up against it in that one, particularly after losing that first set tie break. But I was really impressed by Kenin. She regained composure, she reset herself, and she really broke Gauff down in them final two sets. She served a lot of first serves and just dictated Gauff. She really moved around the court. She really attacked Gauff's vulnerabilities, and she took all the breakpoint opportunities and served the match out very well, winning that deciding set 6-love. Another advantage to Kenin's game, I feel, is just the fitness. I think she's one of the fittest players on the women's tour. She gets stronger as the matches go on, and she's someone I would back to win a lot of third set deciders. I think she's incredibly fit, incredibly strong, and just an all-round game. Makes it very, very hard to beat. As for Ons Jabeur, she was 70th in the world coming into this match. She does move inside the top 50 now after this tournament, reaching the quarter-final of this year's Australian Open. I do feel like Jabeur can be a top 20 player if she can find consistency in a game. Work on that first serve. It's a little too inconsistent now to be winning matches at this level, and work a little bit on that fitness side of things. I do see Jabeur challenging for titles very soon in the future. She's only 25. I think there's a lot of positives in her game, but there's a couple of things she does need to work on. Shot selection is another big thing for Jabeur. Last night, when under pressure, I'm not sure she made the safest of shots all the time, perhaps be a little bit more conservative at times. I do think she panics and rushes points, tries to hit too many clean winners too early in the rallies, which forces errors. And Kenin spotted that from an early stage in the match. So just looking at the match, obviously in a 3-set match, the first set is always very, very important. There was a number of breaks in that first set, but I always thought when it went tight, I think it was at 4-4 at one point, Kenin just produces, as I say, the best tennis under that pressure. Jabeur managed to craft a lot of break points in that set, particularly targeting Kenin's second serve. Jabeur's double-handed backhand on return was just outstanding last night. She had so many clean winners off that wing. In Jabeur, I thought she was the better player in that first set, to be honest. She really took it to Kenin. She really tried to attack her and play her own style of tennis. She brought her A game, Jabeur. She was hitting a lot of clean winners. She had, I think, over 15 clean winners in that first set. She played very well. But I just thought in the bigger stages of the set, deep in the set, I just saw Jabeur. She made too many unforced errors. As I say, she was hitting the ball really cleanly, but I think just on too many occasions she was trying to hit the line. She was trying to be too precise, hit the ball too deep, and she was missing by quite a distance in the end. And she did almost gift Kenin that set in the end. Kenin, she faced a number of break points, but as I say, her first serve, she really finds it when she needs it. I think she had something like 75% of first serve percentage in this match, which is an outstanding stat really. I think it's the biggest match of her life really for Sofia Kenin so far. To find that sort of tennis when you're under pressure is something you can't really teach. It's just coming natural to Kenin. She really thrives in that pressure. As the second set went on, Jabeur took an early lead again. I thought in the early part of that second set, Jabeur was playing the better tennis. She was the one with momentum. She was authoritative, hitting clean winners, and I think her A game was good enough to defeat Kenin. Really, she was drop shotting very well, Kenin's a very quick mover around the court. She was making them, but I thought Jabeur had the upper hand in the early stages of that second set. I believe she was 4-2 at one stage, and then Kenin, as she does, she fights back. Just as she looks down and out in that second set, I thought was swinging to Jabeur's way. Kenin just rails off point after point. She gets better as the match goes on. As I say, she starts timing the ball better. And the thing about Sophia Kenin, she makes very little unforced errors. In either set, I think she made just 5 or 6 unforced errors. So it's making every single point that Jabeur was winning was having to be hard work. She was having to hit 2 or 3 extra shots and rallies. Kenin's defence is awesome. And as I say, Kenin, she might not be the most entertaining player to watch. She doesn't hit, the massive forehand. She doesn't, play too many outrageous shots. She doesn't hit many clean winners. But she's a joy to watch from a defensive point of view, and to watch her deal with that, the pressure on serve, hitting them first serves and really following them in, and changing her style up. Fair play to her. She's an outstanding young player. You do forget she's 21 when you watch her play and watch her deliver that sort of tennis on the biggest stage. You would think she was an experienced 28, 29-year-old and former Grand Slam winner, but that isn't the case. And she progresses onto the semi-final stages to face Ashley Barty of Australia. So moving on to that match, Ashley Barty against Kvitova. I thought this was an outstanding match, really. Again, in a 3-set match, the first set is always going to be massively important. I felt if Kvitova won the first set, I thought she would have went on to win the match. And the same for Ashley Barty. I did tip Barty up in this one. I thought a net play would prove pivotal, which wasn't really the case. I thought Kvitova was actually the strongest player at the net, but I thought Barty served incredibly well in that second set. Really took control of it from an early stage. Coming into the match, Ashley Barty, she had lost a couple of sets. Alison Risk posed a big threat to Barty, but Barty's another one. As the match goes on, she really seems to start timing the ball a lot better. She starts getting more confident in the game, hitting more winners. In the first and second set, I do see her being a little bit more conservative this year. I think she was guilty a couple of years ago of overhitting the ball, looking for winners early in the rallies. But I think her defence is starting to improve all round game. She hasn't really got any major vulnerabilities in the game now, which is important if you want to become a Grand Slam champion. And in that first set, I did think Kvitova was the better player. I thought it was very tight. I think there was just a break of pace in that first set. Both players were holding serve well, but I think it was Kvitova who was creating more opportunities to break Barty than the other way around. Kvitova was looking for that big return, looking to really force herself on the match and hurt Barty defensively. She was trying to wear Barty down, and I think Kvitova was hitting a lot more clean winners than Barty, but with that comes errors. I think Barty was happy to let Kvitova take the big risks, and Kvitova obviously made a lot more unforced errors than Barty in this match. The first set went to a tie break. It was a very good tie break. Both players played the part, and it was Barty that took the tie break. And from that point on, I didn't think Kvitova was out of it. I thought Kvitova would get stronger as the match went on, but that wasn't to be the case. Barty gained an early break, and from that point on she just served outstanding. The crowd obviously really getting behind after that first set, saw that she was in control of the match at one point, and the crowd really backing her. Obviously she's a local Aussie. I think she's dealing with the pressure outstandingly well. It was make or break time for Barty. Would she fail or flail under the pressure? And she definitely didn't. She took to the pressure very well, and she served the match out incredibly, just easily really. She took control of Kvitova in the latter stages. Really started to hit the ball clean, backhand and forehand. She was hitting clean winners, serving at a high first serve percentage. Yeah, and she claimed the win to face Sophia Kenin in the semi-final. And for Barty, she's had a little bit of criticism this week about just not being the most exciting player on tour, but I quite like that. You don't see her in the papers really online about no controversy surrounding Barty. She just seems to be working hard. She just wants to be the best tennis player and win this maiden Grand Slam title. So I would be very, very pleased for Barty if she was to achieve that, especially in her home court. So yeah, that's that. That's the two semi-finals that were played last night. I will be previewing the other two semi-finals in a video later today, and also be reviewing the other men's quarter-finals that took place last night. So again, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later on. Thanks, bye.